Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel and welcome to the 1985 American League Championship Series in season ticket baseball. We are live today at Anaheim Stadium in Anaheim, California for Game 1 of the American League Championship Series between the Detroit Tigers and the California Angels. The Tigers, of course, coming into this series after avenging 1991 against Kansas City and then disposing of the Yankees in 4 games. Whereas the Angels had to win the AL West crown by a game over the aforementioned Royals and then survive a 5-game war with the Toronto Blue Jays to advance to this series. Of course, the Angels' bullpen almost gave Game 5 away. Fans are filing into Angels Stadium. We're expecting an electric game tonight. Pre-game festivities are wrapping up here for the Angels. And it is an electric crowd here tonight at Anaheim Stadium for this Game 1 of the ALCS to start up. So as the pregame festivities are wrapping up, let's drop down to the field and see what we've got going on here. Starting pitcher for the California Angels tonight is Mike Witt. 15-9 with a 3.56 ERA, 250 innings pitched, 180 strikeouts, 98 walks, and 22 home runs in 85. He will be the starting pitcher for the Angels tonight. And as the rest of the Angels get loose behind Witt, we will take our first look at Detroit's starting lineup. Leading off for the Tigers, we have got Chet Lemon in center field. Nelson Simmons is the designated hitter. Kirk Gibson is in right field. Lou Whitaker is at second base. Darrell Evans is at first base. Johnny Grubb is in left field. Lance Parrish is catching. Tom Brookins is at third base. And Doug Baker is the shortstop tonight. That is the lineup Witt will have to keep in check if the Angels are going to take Game 1 of this series. As Troy Sawyer is first to join us here at Anaheim Stadium. Evening, Troy. Hopefully you enjoyed Saturday morning baseball with Game 1 of the NLCS. Leading off for the Tigers tonight, we have Chet Lemon, and I almost forgot one of the dice. Be right back. I was setting up my group's Arkham Horror card game session for tomorrow, and I needed the D6 for location setup. Anyway, Chet Lemon leading off for the Tigers. 265 average, 18 home runs, 68 RBIs, and 85. I forgot what I was doing for a second there. We are using red, white, and blue dice tonight. Angels are the home team. And Troy, I will see you at the bottom of the first once again. Game 1 of the American League of the ALCS. Detroit riding high. California coming in after a war. Who will take Game 1 of this series? Only the dice know, and in order to find out what the dice know, we have to go to the first pitch, and Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set. Here's the windup once Digital Diamond catches up, and Witt will send us to the aforementioned first pitch. That is a 327, and Lemon will start us off by swinging through a curveball for strike 3 for out number 1, and we are underway here at Anaheim Stadium. The ALCS is officially underway. Nelson Simmons, the designated hitter, is now the batter. 239 average, 10 home runs, 33 RBIs, and 85. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 128. That'll turn into a 328, and Simmons is going to get frozen by a curveball for strike 3. That is out number 2, as Witt manages to get the inside corner and gets the call. Kirk Gibson, now the batter for the Tigers. 287 average, 29 home runs, 97 RBIs, and 85. Witt will look in at Boone for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 670. And a 670 will be grounded right back to Witt. He will take his time, throw that over to Beniquez at first, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Tigers here in the top of the first. Score is now Detroit 0, California coming to bat. starting pitcher for the Detroit Tigers tonight is their number one starter, Jack Morris. 16-11 with a 3.33 ERA, 257 innings pitched, 191 strikeouts, 110 walks, 21 home runs in 85. As the rest of the Tigers get loose behind him, we will take our first look at the Angels' starting lineup. Leading off for California tonight, Bobby Grich is at second base, Gary Pettis is in center field, Brian Downing is in left field, Reggie Jackson is in right field, Rupert Jones is the designated hitter, Doug DeCinces is at third base, Juan Benitez is at first base, Bob Boone is catching, and bringing up the 9th spot, the hero of Game 5 against Toronto, Dick Schofield at shortstop. That is the lineup Morris will have to keep in check if the Tigers are taking control of Game 1. As an FYI, you'll probably see me waving my hand at the webcam a few times. I actually had an issue this morning where my webcam decided to pick a bad time to freeze on me. So occasionally if you see me wave my hand under the camera, in front of the camera like so, which I'll probably check at every half inning just to make sure nothing's gone crazy, I'm just making sure the camera didn't freeze on me like it did this morning. So hopefully no funny business tonight. Leading off for the Angels tonight, we've got Bobby Grich. 242 average, 13 home runs, 53 RBIs in 85. Morris finishes up his warm-up tosses, and he gets the ball back from Brookins. He will then get the sign from Parrish. He will set, here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 3-0-2. And Grich is going to get frozen by a changeup for strike 3. That is out number 1. Oh, my knee crack. Gary Pettis, now the batter for the Angels. 257 average, 1 home run, 37 RBIs in 85. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 293, and a 293 against a switch left. Uh-oh, Pettis is into one. That's deep to right field, but Pettis with a power of a 0. Let's see what he does with this one. That one's going to drop. That one's going to drop in front of Gibson, and Pettis will be at first with a single. Tigers infield will go to double play depth. Batter now coming up is Brian Downing. 263 average, 20 home runs, 85 RBIs in 85. Pettis, ooh, they might try to have him get the jump here. Although Parrish has got a pretty good arm. Pettis has got good speed. Downing's also got great power, though. They're going to let Downing swing away. Morris will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 6-0-2. That'll turn into a 6-12. And Downing will get frozen by the high heat for strike 3. That is out number 2. Stadium groans. Ugh. 2 outs in the inning for the Angels, and the batter now is some bum nobody's ever going to hear of again. Some guy named Reggie. Reggie Jackson, apparently. He's pretty good. 252 average, 27 home runs, 85 RBIs in 85. Pettis not going anywhere. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 128. That'll turn into a 328. And Jackson gets frozen by a changeup for strike 3. That will retire the side. Aside from a single, Morris will strike out the side. We are scoreless here in Anaheim after 1. 5 strikeouts by the 2 pitchers so far tonight. This seems like it's going to be a pitcher's duel, at least at the start. Just checking on the camera, making sure everything looks good. Top of the second brings us to the middle of the Tigers' order. Lou Whitaker stepping into the batter's box as Whit finishes up his warm-up tosses. 279 average, 21 home runs, 73 RBIs in 85. He will be the batter. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 679, and a 679 is going to be a base hit for Whitaker. He will get on with a single to lead off the inning. Angels will go to double play depth as Darrell Evans is now the batter. 248 average, 40 home runs, 94 RBIs, and 85. He is swinging away. Witt will get the sign from Boone. Whitaker edging off of first. Witt will set, and he will pitch. That is a 343, and that's going to be a fly ball into center field. Coming under that one for the Angels is going to be Pettis. He will take his time, look that into his glove, out number 1. Johnny Grubb now stepping into the batter's box. 245 average, 5 home runs, 25 RBIs, and 85. Whitaker edging off of first with his lead. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 477 against a righty. 477 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Once again, Pettis getting on his horse. He will get under that one, and that'll be 2 outs in the inning. Lance Parrish, the catcher, now steps into the batter's box. 273 average, 28 home runs, 98 RBIs, and 85. He will be the batter. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 591. That's into right field. Jackson will get to that one. He won't have any problems with that one. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. Whitaker gets a leadoff single, but the Tigers are not able to do anything with it. Still scoreless here in Anaheim as we get set for the bottom of the second. Stadium cheers. Yay! You're starting a 3-hour drive, but you'll listen while you drive. Well, drive safe, Troy. Hopefully you get wherever you're going. I'm just checking on the camera, making sure everything's good there. Plus, I always need to practice my radio voice, make sure everything looks good there. Definitely with a face made for radio. Bottom of the second, and Morris will finish up his warm-up tosses as Rupert Jones will step into the batter's box. 231 average, 21 home runs, 67 RBIs, and 85. Morris will look in at Parrish for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 451 against a righty of 451. Jones is going to get into one. That's going to get all the way to the wall. It'll be a slow cover of that one, but Jones will be at third base with a leadoff triple. The infield has to play in for the Tigers. Going to check on the camera again. Okay, everything looks good there. I apologize for being a little paranoid after my fun and games this morning. Just it seems like every time I so much as touch the tripod, I immediately check the camera. Doug DeCinces, now the batter. 244 average, 20 home runs, 78 RBIs, and 85. Jones, let's see what he's doing with the arms in the infield. 2-2-0. Jones is going on contact. He's going to try to give the Angels the lead. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 279 against a righty at 279. Uh-oh. DeCinces is into one. That is deep to straightaway center field. DeCinces with a power of a 9. Does he give the Angels the lead with one swing of the bat? DeCinces will give the Angels the lead, as that's going to get out with a boom! That ball is hit high. That ball is hit deep to center field. Lemon going back for that one. He's back to the track, back to the wall, and that ball is gone. Home run, Doug DeCinces. Angels take the lead. Still early, but there's a lot of baseball to be played. Score is now 2-0 in favor of the Angels. Stadium cheers. Yay! Juan Beniquez steps into the batter's box. 304 average, 8 home runs, 42 RBIs in 85. Infield is, of course, playing back now that the bases are empty. Morris has got to shake that one off. He will get the sign from Parrish. 2-0 Angels, nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Morris will set, and he will pitch. That is a 3-0-3. And Beniquez is going to swing through a curveball for strike 3. That is out number 1. A nasty hook by Morris gets him his 4th strikeout. Right? Yes, his 4th strikeout on the night. The problem is he's now trailing 2-0. Bob Boone is now the batter. 248 average, 5 home runs, 55 RBIs in 85. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 249. And against the righty at 249, Boone's going to swing through the high heat for strike 3, out number 2. Strikeout number 5 tonight by Morris. The hero of Game 5 against Toronto, Dick Schofield, now in the batter's box. 219 average, 8 home runs, 41 RBIs in 85. Morris looking in at Parrish for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 121. That'll turn into a 321. And Schofield's going to swing through the high heat for strike 3. That will retire the side. 2 runs on 2 hits. A 2-run bomb by Doug DeCinces. The Angels now have a 2-0 lead after 2. Oops, it would help to switch out the pitchers too. Okay. Everything looks good there. Top of the 3rd coming up, and the batter now for the Tigers, as Witt finishes up his warm-up tosses, is Tom Brookins. 237 average, 7 home runs, 47 RBIs in 85. Witt will look to Boone for the sign. Witt feeling mighty good coming out of the dugout with a 2-0 lead. Witt will set, and he will pitch. With a 504. That'll give us a rare play. That's a 696. That cannot be a good rare play. 696 says it's going to be a ground ball to first base, who flips to the pitcher for the out. Batter runs into the pitcher at full speed and knocks him to the ground. Batter's out, add 3 to the pitcher's fatigue level. Ooh. That could be a problem. So that'll be 1 out in the inning, but Witt now has a fatigue factor of 3. Yikes. Doug Baker, now the batter. 185 average, no home runs, 1 RBI in 85. And unfortunately, California at this point is going to have to start getting some bullpen activity. As I'm presuming by adding to the bullpen factor, by adding to the fatigue factor, that's going to mean it's going to count against him moving forward. Let's see, who was part of California's rotation? Okay, the Tigers have righty switch lefty. The Angels are going to get Jim Slayton warming up in the bullpen. Witt at a fatigue factor of 3. He will get the sign from Boone, though. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 112. That'll turn into a 312. And Baker's going to get frozen by a changeup for strike 3. That is out number 2. Two outs, and the batter now is Lemon. Lemon struck out his first time up. We have 1, 2, 3 strikeouts for Witt tonight. I don't know how much longer the Angels are going to let him go, though. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 527. That'll be in front of Boone, and that'll get popped up behind the plate. Boone will throw his mask away after he tracks it down. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Tigers here in the top of the third. Witt now at a fatigue level of 3. Angels holding a 2-0 lead heading into the bottom of the third. Slayton continuing to throw in the California bullpen. But you've got to know that the Angels are probably going to have a short leash with him at this point. Leading off the bottom of the third for the Angels is Grich. Grich struck out looking his first time up. Morris has 6 strikeouts tonight, but he's trailing 2-0. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 353, and a 353 is going to get popped up on the infield to first base. Getting under that one in foul territory is Evans. He will make the catch, out number 1. That is the first non-strikeout put out for the Tigers tonight. Pettis, now the batter. Pettis tonight is 1 for 1 with a single. Morris looking in at Parrish for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 366. And a 366. Pettis is going to get frozen by a slider for strike 3, out number 2. Downing, now the batter. Downing struck out looking his first time up as well. 7 strikeouts from Morris, but he's still trailing 2-0. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 487. That sounds like trouble. 487, actually, never mind, is going to be a fly ball into center field. Coming under that one for the Tigers is Lemon. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Angels here in the bottom of the third. California still holding a 2-0 lead after 3. Okay. Angels are going to let Witt continue to pitch. Leading off the top of the fourth for the Tigers is Simmons. Simmons struck out his first time up. And I will see you guys for the bottom of the fourth. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set. Here's the kick. And here comes the pitch. That is a 410. And a 410 against a righty is going to be a ground ball over to second. Grich will grab that one. He'll take his time. Throw that over to first. Out number 1. Slayton continuing to throw in the California bullpen. Here's Gibson. Gibson tonight is 0 for 1. Witt looking a little bit. Witt still feeling the effects of that collision. He will get the sign from Boone though. He will set and he will pitch. That is a 619. That'll turn into a 649 because of 3 levels of fatigue. And it'll be a ground ball over to second. Once again, Grich will get over to that one. He will make the play over to first. 2 outs in the inning. Whitaker, now the batter. Whitaker has a single tonight. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set. Here's the windup. And here's the pitch. That is a 180. And a 180 is going to be a base hit into center field. Whitaker will have a single. He's not going to try to stretch that, though. And I added the pitcher fatigue to Witt already. Angels bench is telling him, get out of the inning. Here's Evans. Evans tonight is 0 for 1. He flew out to center his first time up. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. 128 is going to turn into a 328, and Evans gets frozen by the high heat for strike 3. That will retire the side. Stadium sighs. Phew! One hit for the Tigers, but they can't do anything with it. California now with a 2-0 lead heading into the bottom of the fourth. Just going to wave the hand over. Okay, we're good there. Bottom of the fourth brings us back to the middle of California's order. Here's Jackson. Jackson tonight is 0 for 1. Morris will look in at Parrish for the sign. Angels lead 2-0, bottom of the fourth. Morris will set. He will wind up, and he will pitch. That is a 340. And a 340. Jackson's going to get frozen by a slider that catches the inside corner for strike 3. Out number 1. 8th strikeout by Morris tonight. One out, and here's Jones. Jones tonight is 1 for 1. He's got a triple. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. Looking to be very careful. Morris will set, and he will pitch. That is a 306, and Jones is going to get frozen by a changeup for strike 3, out number 2. 9th strikeout by Morris tonight. Dominant despite trailing 2-0. And here comes the reason why DeCinces is now the batter. DeCinces had the 2-run bomb back in the second that so far has been our only scoring tonight. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 370. And a 370 is going to be a ground ball over to third. Picking that one up for the Tigers is going to be Brookins. He will take his time, throw that over to first, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Angels here in the bottom of the fourth. California still with a 2-0 lead after 4. Batter now is Grubb. Grubb today is 0 for 1, but Witt is going to come out of the game. He's feeling the effects of those ribs a little bit too much. The Angels are going to go to the bullpen. They're going early after that full-speed collision. Coming in to pitch for the Angels is going to be Jim Slayton. 6-10 with a 4.37 ERA. 148 and a third innings pitched. 60 strikeouts, 63 walks, 22 home runs, and 85. He will start off with the second half of the Tigers' order. Slayton will get the sign from Boone. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 225 against a lefty. And Grubb's going to lead off with a walk. He will trot to first as Slayton loses control of a slider for ball 4. The Angels will go to double play depth, and the batter now is Parrish. Parrish is 0 for 1. Grubb, not a threat to steal. He will hold. Parrish has got great power. He's going to grip it and rip it. Slayton will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 354. And it's going to be a ground ball over to third. Picking that one up is DeCinces. He will throw that to Grich at second. That'll get Grubb Gritch will then try to make the pivot over to first, but that won't be in time, as Parrish will be safe on the fielder's choice, but there is one out in the inning. Batter now is Brookins. Brookins grounded to first his first time up. Infield, still at double play depth. Parrish, even less of a threat to steal. He will hold. Slayton will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 2-10. And a 2-10 against a righty is going to turn into a 4-10. And a 4-10 against a righty, that's going to be lined right to third. DeCinces will put his glove up, and the ball will slam into it for out number 2. Parrish goes back to first. Baker, now the batter. Baker's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out looking. Slayton will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 146. And a 146 is going to be a 2-out walk, as Baker will work a 2-out walk out of the at-bat. Slayton loses control of a slider for ball 4. And now the go-ahead run in front in the form of Lemon walks to the plate. Lemon's 0 for 2 tonight. Slayton will get the sign from Boone. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud, hoping California can get out of trouble. Slayton will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. A 342. And that's going to be a fly ball into right field. Jackson coming in for that one. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. Aside from a walk, Tigers get nothing out of that. Angels holding on to a 2-0 lead at the halfway point of tonight's game. Stadium size. Phew! As Philip Anderson now joins us here at Anaheim Stadium. And yes, indeed, we've got a very quick-moving game here. And in a strange stat, Morris now has 9 strikeouts, but he's trailing 2-0. Beniquez, now the batter. Beniquez tonight is one of those strikeouts. He's 0 for 1. Morris, hoping to help the Tigers climb out of this one. He will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 354. And a 354 is going to be a ground ball over to third. Brookins will grab that one. He will take his time with that, throw that across the diamond. Out number 1. Boone, now the batter. Boone is also one of those strikeouts. Morris gets the sign from Parrish. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud. Morris will set, and he will pitch. A 597. Uh-oh, that's into right field. Going back for that one is Gibson. And a 597. Gibson's not going to get to that one. That'll get to the wall, and Boone will be safe at second on the double. As here comes the throw from Gibson, but Boone will get in safe. And the hero of game 5 against Toronto, once again up. Batter is Schofield. He's 0 for 1 tonight, though. He's been quiet. Morris looking over at Boone at second. He knows he's in trouble. Boone looking to bring another run home for the Angels. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud, hoping for a big-time hit. Morris will set. Here's the kick, and here's the pitch. That is a 380. And a 380 is going to get popped up on the infield. Going into foul territory for that one is going to be Evans. He will make the catch. 2 outs in the inning. Batter now is Gritch. Gritch is 0 for 2 tonight. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. He will set. Here's the kick, and here's the pitch. That is a 174, and a 174 is going to be a 2-out walk for Gritch. Morris will lose control of a changeup on the outside corner for ball 4, and Gritch will have a 2-out walk. Batter now is Pettis. Pettis tonight is 1 for 2 with a single. Boone at second, Gritch at first. Anaheim Stadium is loud. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 431, and a 431 is going to be a ground ball over to second. Grabbing that one for the Tigers is Whitaker. He will take that to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. Angels get a hit and a walk, but they can't do anything with either of them. California holding on to a 2-0 lead here after 5. Stadium groans. Ugh. They know they missed a big opportunity to get some more runs here. Everything looks good there. Just making sure the camera isn't giving me any shenanigans tonight. Slayton will continue to pitch. Leading off the top of the 6th for the Tigers is Simmons. Simmons tonight is 0 for 2. We are going to get some more activity in the California bullpen. In case you missed it earlier, Witt actually took a collision with a batter earlier in the inning. He had to come out early due to some bruised ribs. But report from the Angels locker room is he's fine. He'll be available for his next start. Starting to get loose for the Angels is going to be who are the Tigers looking at? Lefties for days. The Angels are going to get John Candelaria warming up. As he doesn't have a number in relief, I'm going to roll a die for his relief innings. Slayton, well, assuming he comes in. Slayton will get the sign from Boone. Fans at Anaheim Stadium have been loud all night. California leading 2-0. Slayton will set, and he will pitch. A 477, that sounds like trouble. 477 actually is going to be a fly ball into center field. Pettis going back for that one. He'll be near the track, but he'll have enough room to make the catch for out number 1. Gibson, now the batter. Gibson tonight is 0 for 2. Slayton looking in at Boone for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 519, and a 519. Slayton's going to boot that one, but he'll eat it, and Gibson will be safe at first on the error by Slayton. First error by either team tonight. Infield will go to double play depth. Whitaker, now the batter. Whitaker is 2 for 2 with 2 singles tonight. He's got good power. He's going to grip it and rip it. Slayton will get the sign from Boone. Gibson, not a threat to steal. He will hold. Whitaker will wait for the pitch. Slayton will set, and Slayton will pitch. A 345. And a 345 is going to get popped up on the infield. Calling everybody off in the infield, grass is going to be DeCinces. He will make the catch, and that will be out number 2. Evans, now the batter. Evans is 0 for 2 tonight. Slayton, looking in at Boone for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, or here's the kick, I should say, and here's the pitch. That is a 122, and a 122 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Downing will track that one down for California. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. Just updating my line score here. Detroit gets an error from California, but they can't take advantage of it. The Angels holding a 2-0 lead as we head into the bottom of the 6th. Just waving my hand, making sure everything looks good there. Okay. Bottom of the 6th brings us to the heart of the California order. Here's Downing. Downing tonight is 0 for 2. Morris, trying to stop the bleeding for the Tigers. He will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 141, and a 141 is going to turn into a 341, and that'll be a ground ball over to short. Baker will pick that one up. He'll take his time, throw it over to first, out number 1. And yes, this has been a pretty fast-moving game tonight. Jackson, now the batter. Jackson is 0 for 2 tonight. 2 of Morris's 9 strikeouts. He will get the sign from Parrish. Morris will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 215 against a lefty. That'll turn into a 415, and Jackson's going to trot to first on a free pass as Morris loses control of a slider for ball 4. Jackson will trot to first. Infield will go to double play depth, and the batter now is Jones. Jones tonight is 1 for 2 with a triple. Morris knows he's got to be careful with Jones. A mistake could end up somewhere headed to Mars. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 269 against a lefty. 269. Jones is going to swing through a changeup for strike 3. That is out number 2. Tenth strikeout on the night by Morris. I just did it again. Two outs in the inning for California, and the batter now is DeCinces. DeCinces is 1 for 2, but that one was a 2-run home run. Morris looking into Parrish for the sign. He will set. Here's the kick, and here's the pitch. That is a 599. Ooh, boy. That's into right field, where Gibson is waiting for that one. And that's going to be a base hit into right field. That'll drop in front of Gibson for a single. Jackson will make third. DeCinces will go to second. 2 outs in the inning. Runners at the corners. Let me just make sure I've got that straight. I do. Batter now is Benitez. Benitez is 0 for 2. Morris trying to get out of the inning. He will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 585. That's into center field. Lemon going after that one. And that'll be a fly ball right at him. Lemon will come in for that one. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. A walk and a hit, but the Angels are not able to do anything with it. Right? Yes. Angels are not able to do anything with it. California still holding a 2-0 lead, though, after 6. Adjust the camera here. There we go. Okay. Actually, there we go. Okay. Slayton is going to come out of the game, coming in to pitch for the Angels. Is going to be John Candelaria. 7-3 with a 3.80 ERA. 71 innings pitched, 53 strikeouts, 24 walks, 7 home runs in 85. Now, as he's got I'll bring it up close so you can see this. But Candelaria doesn't have a number in stamina. So the way I'm going to house rule that is I'm going to roll a D3. 1 or a 2, Candelaria will have a stamina of 1 in relief. 3 or 4, he'll have a 2 in relief. 5 or 6, he'll have a 3. That's a 3, so Candelaria is going to get 2 innings in relief as a stamina bonus, or as his relief stamina. That's the way I'm going to house rule that. Top of the 7th, as Candelaria is looking at the second half of the order, here's Grubb. Grubb tonight is 0 for 2. Actually, yeah, no, he's 0 for 1 with a walk. Candelaria coming in to try to protect the 2-0 lead. He will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 567. That sounds like a problem. That's over to Schofield, and that'll be a base hit into left field for Grubb. He will get on with a single. Infield will go to double play depth. Parrish is now the batter. Parrish tonight is 0 for 2. Grubb, not a threat to steal. He will hold. Parrish is going to swing away. He's got great power. Candelaria will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. And a 113 will turn into a 313. Parrish is going to swing through a changeup for strike 3. That is out number 1. That is a big strikeout by Candelaria. 1 out in the inning, and the batter now is Brookins. Brookins tonight is 0 for 2. And the Tigers are going to try to lay down. Actually, no, they're not going to try to lay down the bunt here, not with Baker coming up. Brookins is going to swing away. Candelaria will get the sign from Boone. Anaheim Stadium has been loud all night. Candelaria will set, and he will pitch. That is a 667. And that'll be a ground ball right back to Candelaria. He will throw that over to Evans at first. 2 outs in the inning. Grubb will make second anyway on the play. So we get to the same place without laying down the bunt. 2 outs in the inning, and here's Baker. Baker tonight is 0 for 1 with a walk. Candelaria trying to get out of the 7th. He will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 271. That sounds like trouble. 271, yep. Baker's into that one. That's deep to center field, but Baker has got a power of a 0. What can Baker do with this pitch? What he can do is bring Grubb home, because that's going to be a base hit into center field. Grubb will score. Baker will go to first. 2-1 in favor of the Angels. Stadium groans. Ugh. And here's Lemon. Lemon's 0 for 3 tonight. Candelaria trying to keep the damage right there. He will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 163, and that'll be a ground ball over to first. Grabbing that at first base is going to be Benitez. He will throw that over to Candelaria, coming over to cover, and that will retire the side. 1 run on 2 hits. California now has a 2-1 lead heading into the bottom of the 7th. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." I will take a small break. Could use a little more straightening up. Well, the 7th inning stretch is probably a great time for me to try to straighten that out. Let me check the camera there. That should be good, I think. It's good to know it's better. We are now that we're in the LCS round, we are near the point of the season, we're near the point of the year where we're going to need these. What are these, you ask? I will explain what those are on the summer 2025 project selection show. That will take place immediately after the LCS round is over, before the World Series starts. Tomorrow afternoon, we will be back at the Astrodome for Game 2 of the National League Championship Series between the Montreal Expos and the Houston Astros. Bill Gullickson will be starting for the Expos, and Mike Scott will be starting for the Astros. Houston has a 1-0 lead in that series, but it is very much anybody's series because it took both some top of the ninth inning magic by Montreal to get it tied, and then some bottom of the ninth inning magic by Houston to win it. So that series is just heating up. Bottom of the seventh coming up, Morris will continue to pitch, but we're going to get some activity in the Tigers' bullpen, as starting to get loose for Detroit will be... let's see. Righty, switch. Bob Stoddard is going to start to get loose for the Tigers. Leading off the bottom of the seventh, we are looking at the bottom of the California order. Here's Boone. Boone tonight is 1 for 2 with a double. Morris trying to get this game back under control. He will get the sign from Parrish. Morris will set, and he will pitch. That is a 2-13, and a 2-13 against a righty is going to be a 4-13, and a 4-13 is going to be a ground ball over to short. Baker will get that one. He will take his time being careful with it. He'll throw that over to first, out number 1. Schofield, now the batter. Schofield is 0 for 2 tonight. Morris looking in at Parrish for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 162. And a 162 is going to be a 1-out walk for Schofield. First point of fatigue against Morris. Angels fans, very happy with what they see. The infield will go to double play depth, and Gritch will now be the batter. Gritch tonight is 0 for 2 with a walk. Schofield, not much of a steal threat. He will hold. Gritch, do they lay down the bunt here? I mean, it's only a 1-run game, so it's definitely tempting to try to lay down the bunt here. Gritch has also got good power. I think they're going to let him swing away, though. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 682. That'll turn into a 702 because of pitcher fatigue. And a 702 is going to be another walk, the second one in as many batters. As Morris will lose control of another slider for ball 4. Second point of fatigue on Morris. Batter now is Pettis. Pettis tonight is 1 for 3 with a single, and he's going to square around to show the bunt. Corners are going to come in expecting the bunt. Let me just wave my hand real quick just to make sure everything looks good and that the camera didn't freeze up on me there. Okay, we're good there. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. He will set. Here's the pitch, and Pettis lays down the bunt. Let's see. He's got a 17-21. And a 21 will be a good sacrifice over to first base. Picking that one up is going to be Evans. He will take that to the bag himself. Out number 2 in the inning, but everybody moves up. A nicely executed bunt by Pettis to move everybody up. 2 outs in the inning, and the batter now is Downing. Downing tonight is 0 for 3. Morris has been pretty good tonight, but that home run still hurts. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 487, and a 487 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Lemon going back for that one. He will take his time, make the catch, and that will retire the side. 2 walks for the Angels, but they can't do anything with them. California still holding a 2-1 lead after 7. Maybe I should just start tabbing into OBS if I want to keep an eye on the camera so much. Okay. Candelaria will continue to pitch the top of the 8th, as the batter now is Simmons. Simmons tonight is 0 for 3. Just adjusting my layout on the other side. Candelaria will look into Boone for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That ended up cocked. I'll re-roll the 10s die. That's a 249 against a switch right. 249 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Pettis will go back for that one. He's near the track, but he will make the, actually 249, yeah. Fly ball into center field. Pettis going back toward the track for that one. He will have plenty of room to make the catch, and that will be out number 1. Gibson, now the batter. Gibson is 0 for 2, but he reached on an error back in the 6th. Candelaria looking in at Boone for the sign. Angels trying to protect a 2-1 lead. Candelaria will set, and he will pitch. That is a 361. And Gibson's going to swing through the high heat for strike 3. That is out number 2. Whitaker, now the batter. Whitaker is 2 for 3 with 2 singles tonight. Candelaria looking in at Boone for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 225. And against the lefty, Whitaker is going to swing through a curveball for strike 3, inning over. 1, 2, 3 go the Tigers here in the top of the 8th. Angels still holding on to a 2-1 lead. Okay, just still a habit. Morris is going to come out of the game. He's been effective, but again, the Tigers need to get something going here. Coming in to pitch the bottom of the 8th for the Tigers, once I tab back into Digital Diamond. While Digital Diamond, well, I was going to say, while it's being slow, we are going to have activity in the Angels bullpen in a second, but we'll get to that in a minute. Once I find him here in Digital Diamond. Coming in to pitch the bottom of the 8th for the Tigers is Bob Stoddard. No wins, no losses, 1 save, 6.75 ERA, 13 1/3 innings pitched, 11 strikeouts, 5 walks, 3 home runs in 85. Angels want no funny business tonight in Game 1. They're going to get Donnie Moore warming up. Leading off the bottom of the 8th for the Angels, we've got Jackson coming to the plate. Just going to tab in and check the camera. All good there. Jackson tonight is 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Stoddard looking in at Parrish for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 448. And against a righty of 448, Jackson is going to extend the lead with a boom! That ball is hit high. That ball is hit deep. That ball is gone. Home run, Reggie Jackson. That is a huge insurance run for the Angels. 3-1 Angels. Stadium cheers. Yay! Here's Jones. Jones is 1 for 3, but that one was a triple. Stoddard knows he's got to shake that one off. He will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 238 against the lefty. 238. Uh-oh. Jones is into one. That is deep to center field. Do the Angels go back to back? Jones has got a power of a 9. Jones gets into one to center field. Going back for that one is Lemon, but Jones must have gotten under it just enough because Lemon's starting to slow down for that one. He is near the track. He's on the track, but Lemon will have just enough room to make the catch for out number 1. DeCinces, now the batter. DeCinces is 2 for 3. He's got a single and a 2-run home run tonight. Stoddard knows he's got to keep this ball in the park. He's got to keep this game right where it is. Stoddard will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 153, and that's going to be a 1-out walk for DeCinces. He will lose control of a slider, and DeCinces will trot to first on a free pass. Double play depth for the Tigers, and the batter now is Beniquez. Beniquez is 0 for 3. Stoddard, more continuing to throw for the Angels. Stoddard will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 382. And a 382 is going to be a base hit for Beniquez. He will have a single. DeCinces will move up. Boone, now the batter. Boone tonight is 1 for 3 with a double. Angels have a 3-1 lead. You know they'd love to get more insurance against this Tigers offense. Stoddard will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 672. That'll turn into a 682. And that's going to be a base hit for Boone as the Angels will extend their lead. DeCinces will score. Beniquez to third. Boone to first. 4-1 Angels. Stadium cheers. Yay! And here's Schofield. Schofield tonight is 0 for 2 with a walk. Stoddard knows he's got to be very careful. The infield is going to play in. They don't want Beniquez. Actually, are they going to play? Yeah, they're going to play in. Schofield doesn't hit into a lot of double plays. Stoddard has a hard time inducing them as well. Beniquez with a speed of 3. Let me check arms again. 2, 2, 2, 0. Beniquez is going on contact. Stoddard will get the sign from Parrish. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud. Stoddard will set, and he will pitch. That is a 557. That's over to third base. Going after that one is Brookins. And 557. That'll be a base hit into left field. The Angels will extend their lead again. Beniquez will score. Boone to second. Schofield to first. 5-1 Angels. Stadium cheers. Yay! Gritch, now the batter. Gritch tonight is 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Tigers are going to get some more activity in their bullpen as starting to get loose for Detroit. Let's see. Switch righty-lefty. They're going to get Aurelio Lopez warming up. The Angels are starting to blow this game open here in the bottom of the 8th. The infield will go back to double play depth, by the way. I did almost forget to mention that. Stoddard will get the sign from Parrish. 5-1 Angels, bottom of the 8th. Game 1 of the ALCS. Stoddard will set, and he will pitch. That is a 660. That'll turn into a 670 and be a ground ball right back to Stoddard. He will take his time, throw that over to Evans at first. 2 outs in the inning, but everybody moves up. Pettis, now the batter. Pettis tonight is 1 for 3 with a single and a sacrifice hit. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Angels have blown this one as open as they can. They lead 5-1. Stoddard will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 506. That'll give us a rare play. And I believe with runners on second and third and 2 outs, that'll be just a regular rare play. That is a 445, and a 445 on the rare plays says, batter safe at first on a throwing error by the shortstop. Runners advance 2 bases. Batter may try to advance to second by challenging the first baseman's arm. That is not happening for Pettis right now. A 2-base error will almost be the death blow here. As Boone will score, Schofield will go to third, Pettis to first. Once I get Digital Diamond to do a little massaging, that'll be 7-1 in favor of the Angels. Stadium cheers. Yay! So like I said, I've got to do a little bit of massaging here. Because that should have been a, 2-base error. Schofield scores as well, and I've already updated it to reflect that. Batter now is Downing. Downing tonight is 0 for 4. One more batter, I think, and the Tigers are going to go to Lopez. Stoddard has got to shake this one off. This has been a disaster for Detroit. He will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 342, and a 342 will be a ground ball over to short. Baker will get that one. He will take his time, throw that across the diamond, and that will retire the side. But talk about an explosion by California. 5 runs on 4 hits, a 2-base error, and a walk. A solo shot by Reggie Jackson to lead off the inning. Score is now 7-1 Angels after 8. But will we see some 9th inning magic? Just going to wave my hand there, okay? It was a close game until a combination of California's bats woke up and Detroit's defense went to sleep. Candelaria will stay out to pitch the top of the 9th. Leading off for the Tigers is Evans. Evans tonight is 0 for 3. Moore continuing to throw just in case Candelaria runs into any trouble. Candelaria will get the sign from Boone. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud. Candelaria will set, and he will pitch. That is a 592. That's Jackson, and that'll be a fly ball into right field. Jackson coming in for that. Well, actually, he's going back for that one, but Jackson will make the catch. Out number 1 in the inning. Here's Grubb. Grubb tonight is 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Candelaria looking in at Boone for the sign. He will set. Here's the kick, and here's the pitch. 267 against a lefty. 267 is going to be a fly ball into right field. Getting under that one is Jackson once again. He will make the catch. 2 outs in the inning. And the last chance for the Tigers comes down to Lance Parrish. Parrish tonight is 0 for 3. Candelaria gets this last out. The Angels take a 1-0 series lead. Candelaria We'll get the sign from Boone. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud. Candelario will set, and he will pitch. That is a 126, turning into a 326. Parrish gets frozen by a changeup. Strike 3. That is your game. The California Angels take Game 1 of this American League Championship Series by a final score of 7-1. Stadium cheers. Yay! Final line score coming up. For the Angels, 7 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. For the Tigers, 1 run on 4 hits and 1 error. Winning pitcher tonight is John Candelaria. He will get the win. Jack Morris will take a tough loss. Jim Slayton will end up with a hold. And the Angels, coming out of this one, the Angels will take a 1-0 series lead. And that will do it for Game 1 of the 1985 American League Championship Series. Over in the National League, Houston holding a 1-0 lead over Montreal, but that was a very close game all the way through. This one was close most of the way until California blew it open in the bottom of the 8th. We still have plenty of great stuff coming up on the channel. Tomorrow, we're going to be playing Inside the Crease Hockey by Inside Sports Games. Tomorrow afternoon, off to a jump start for California and a walk-off start for Houston. That series I expect to be a war, just the way it's all shaping up. Anyway, tomorrow morning we're playing Inside the Crease Hockey by Inside Sports Games. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll be back to the Astrodome for Game 2 of the National League Championship Series between the Montreal Expos and the Houston Astros. Bill Gullickson will be going for the Expos, and Mike Scott will be going for the Astros. Wednesday, we're playing Scythe Expeditions by Stonemeyer Games. And next week, Mystical Munchies will continue out of the flavors of the Multiverse Cookbook Dungeons and Dragons with the dessert Fig Balls. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone. The California Angels bats wake up in the bottom of the 8th inning to get a 5-run 8th and take Game 1 by a final score of 7-1 and the series lead 1-0. Once again, take care, and we will see you tomorrow morning.